Welcome back, YouTubers, to my channel of An Ordinary Encounter and Enduring Life of an AS. As you're following me through these series channels, that basically at this point of time I've been basically sharing some topics that I felt to be shared, sort of thing, for people that may be encountering people like me with AS or autism or some other form of condition that may be of help to you, which I'm hoping to, as I said in the real beginning, to create an awareness and understanding about my life with Asperger's syndrome and the like, because obviously everyone on the spectrum disorder, as I've met so far, like I've agreed with this person that I've met so far, we are different in a range of the spectrum. We could be on the high end to the low end of the spectrum umbrella, which we are classified in this day and age, even though some clinical experts at this point of time are trying to find some remedies or something to like this to actually help us that will be beneficial for us to actually, you know, get better or what have you. But in my opinion, there's no cure for AS. It's just a part of us, and it's just how we live our lives and whatnot. And no further ado though, as I'm going to hopefully bring out some more of my series of my AS, of my encounterships, what I've been up to and whatnot. This one's basically going to be just some strategies and tips, or just some strategies that people are working with people with AS or autism that could be of help to these tips, because I'm hoping in the next few days to do some more research based on different learning disabilities and bring out some tips and advice there, as well as maybe just, you know, bringing out what it is and what life is like with all these learning disabilities versus all these other conditions that I want to bring onto my channel to help people that maybe want to be in that field of helping others that, you know, you feel that you need of the resources, sort of thing. So give me the thumbs up and support, or just comment below if you would like some of that sort of stuff, sort of thing, even though yes, it is my channel, after all it's my choice, sort of thing. So it's up to you guys to decide as well and hopefully support me on this. Right, as I said, the helpful strategies. Right, as you know, there's sometimes with some of us people with AS or autism, sometimes we can't multitask. Some of us can, some of us can't, depending on, like I said, what end of the scale we are at. Some of us, however, when it comes down to multitasking, sometimes it gets a bit overwhelming for us, or just gets a bit too complicated for us, to the point where, you know, we just get frustrated and we throw in the towel ourselves, and then sometimes with our frustration, our meltdowns tend to cure too. But when all further ado though, tip number one for this, if you are dealing with this, is maybe give us lists, pretty much, or writing directions or some sort of diagrams, pretty much just to help us engage with you and to help us maybe along the way. Because sometimes I find with me, I go on about lists and pictures and diagrams. I'm a list person that I check every day what I need to do, and then when I have this checklist beside me, sometimes of what I need to do, even if it is in small chunks, be it 3 tasks every day, and I see it on paper, I can actually see where I'm progressing, you know, because it's actually kind of good. Because obviously with this, you got to encourage us, you know, children as well as adults, young adults alike, by giving praise and lots of attention and stuff of the achievement that we are actually achieving. Because obviously it's always important, not just in the autistic community of people with AS or autism, but just in the further community, that, you know, kids likes to be encouraged and supported, and actually know that their praises are getting supported by just maybe giving them little gifts or some sort of, you know, achievement, be it a gold star table of what they can see of what they've done so far. Also though, when it comes down to hanging with children, you know, when it comes down to the achievements, especially when they use the appropriate social skills without you guys prodding us, you know, or pushing us, as I said in one of the videos over, that some of us people on the autism spectrum disorder umbrella pretty much shouldn't be forced to socialise. It's in our timing when we feel it's right to socialise with others, even though many people may tend to get a bit impatient with us when it comes down to it, because they want it there and then, they just don't want to see it. But slow but steady wins the race. Everyone's different on that spectrum disorder sort of thing of how they go about socializing. So when you do see your child socialize with some people, you know, as I said, give them prizes and, you know, whatnot. Also, basically, don't keep prodding us or prompting us with when we use our appropriate socialization skills, even if we feel it's appropriate and it's not you. What I mean here is, for example, when a child, okay, looks at you in a specific light when you speak to him or her, pretty much, or just when we interact with our peers that are in our teens, sometimes we need to be aware that, you know, not all autistics will make direct eye contact at you or will make conversation with you. I know a few autistics that are mute or do their body language as a form of their communication and whatnot, and many people may think that, you know, they're being rude and crude and they're just not worth the time to get to know. You know, it's just sad, but it's the way the world is at this moment of time, of these judgment hypocritical people, or just people in general that has that lack of understanding and knowledge and know-how to basically, you know how to approach these people in an appropriate manner. So therefore, hence why I'm here to bring this out to you. Number 3 is limit the choices that you want them to do, be it 2-3 items at a time, or shall we say limit the 3 tasks is the best word I'm going to put out there. Because as I said before, I would better sometimes when I have limited, well, not limited as such, but just shorter tasks to do sort of thing. Even though now, as I said, I am progressing more and making more steady progress and achievements in my life, what I've been up to, be it to my studies, be it just doing everyday things of everyday rituals and routines. You know, as many of you know that, you know, maybe when I was first introduced to you guys in a group, for some of years I was shy, socially awkward, quiet, cool, calm and collected, even though now I'm trying to bring out the best of me if I can, even though many people tend to address to me that, you know, this is not how to go. But like I said, it's just all a matter of accepting for who and what we are as a person. Number 4, limit special interest activities to specific amounts of time each day. As this means, as I said, that some of us autistics or people like me, we may get so self-absorbed on one activity that we love and enjoy, and sometimes that we need to basically maybe try to make sure that we have breaks in between. But sometimes some of us just wants to get so absorbed in our activity, be it if we're into animes, that we watch constantly a lot of animes, or another one is, for me, is like I'm a scientific person, so, you know, I'm self-absorbed in maybe something in the health realm sort of thing. But then it's just the way we are. Anyway, number 5, use turn-taking as much as possible in games and daily activities that you do with the people that you're socializing with. Okay, when it comes to this is really crucial important in this number 5, what I'm going to say here. Whenever possible though, do not, however, change that activity so abruptly. You know, sometimes some of us people on the autistic spectrum disorder umbrella don't like change so quick in an instant. Some of us, we need to just go with the flow and actually just hopefully go with it. You know, sometimes when it comes down to the changing of, be it if you decided you wanted to move house and you didn't pre-warn the child, what would happen? Good question. You should know that yourself. What's important here, however, you need to give the warnings and actually prompt beforehand to allow the child to at least maybe finish the task that they're doing there and then, or just giving that child the time to adjust basically and just finish it anyhow. Number 6, try to build flexibility into the routine so they can learn at an early age that things do change. Sometimes, however, this can be difficult for some because some of us as people with AS do tend to find our comfort zone, and with that comfort zone we probably won't get off that comfort zone, but sometimes some of us as Bs will push ourselves to get out of the comfort zone, like I'm trying to right now, push out of my comfort zone of certain things that I feel comfortable in, even though at this point of time I believe that there will be some changes. Okay, number 7, identify stress triggers and avoid them as much as possible, or just be ready to intervene or distract the child or the young teen when they do come down to that meltdown stage or what have you. Because you need to know the signs, what causes their stress or distress sort of thing, because obviously, you know, you can't assume that they'll be fine 1 minute and then next minute you put them in an environment where they feel uncomfortable. They'll probably tend to stim, be it whatever, rock back and forth, clicking their tongue, whatever their stimming action is. And then many people, as I noticed, when the meltdown stages come, they think, other people may think that they're just being sport brats, but if they have their outbursts, you know, temper tantrum meltdown, or sometimes that they feel, some others out there will feel that you're not disciplining them enough, which is just done annoying me with people that think that. In this one, teach your child some coping strategies. You know, that's important. And number 8, we'll probably come into it. Do not expect a school behaviour mastered in the one environment to be generalised to all the environments that you're in. The skill or behaviour must be taught in all environments and situations. What I mean here is, like, every skill or behaviour that comes about in the autistics especially, many people tend to think that, you know, just because we've got one skill set doesn't mean we have another. You know, in some ways, in this retrospect, we are different. As I said, we are wired differently. You know, even though many people tend to think that when it comes down to it, you know, we should be able to do what we can when we can. Anyway, recognize anger and outbursts as circuit overload. What I mean by that is basically circuit overload. Imagine, here's an example, a circuit like, how to word it, the light circuit, what they call them. And in that light circuit, you know, you've got the currents of the ohms versus whatever. You know the ones I mean? You know, I'm sure the ones that done electrical science or what have you will know what I mean. Like, you got these set of lights and you trigger them on and off. Well, that's what I mean here, because obviously we need to provide a child in a safe environment, obviously, like any child, you know, need to basically also have a safe, stress-free environment where a child can just cool down and cool off. Okay, this is an important one. Number 9 is, be aware that a child with AS, like me, may be overstimulated by noise, light, chaos, unstructured timelines, or strong textures, tastes, and smells. What this is important of is we need to be provided a quiet spot also to, or guidance to help us cope. Right. Number 11 is, although the individual's vocabulary and use of language may be high, she may not know the meaning of what she is saying, nor will she understand the sarcasm, teasing, joking, or some forms of humour, as I said, because of some of the perspectives is very literal. As you know, many people may think that us ASBs are so serious all the time. Some of us ASBs may be able to grab it there and then of the joke and actually joke with you, you know, and have a little giggle moment, you know, or what have you. Even though some of us will try our very darn hardest to join in anyway and just be able to, you know, have that sense of humour around us, excuse me. Anyway, number 12, some individuals with suspicious have difficulty remembering information or retrieving information. So like I said, that comes down with me sometimes. Some of us may need some written or visual schedules in front of us. Some of the written assignments. This is another important one I want to address to you all too, is number 12, if I'm up to that, or is it 13? I don't know. You guys be the judge. Don't expect age appropriate behavioural skills. Some children may have some skills years ahead of us than the normal development for their age, such as understanding of complex mathematical principles, but not able to take their homework home and to play, or to be able to play with their classmates. And then another one is, like I said, number 13 is, don't assume that just because he isn't the person with autism or AS isn't making direct eye contact with you, isn't listening. He may hear and understand better if not forced to directly look at you. Many people have the assumption just because they were not looking at you, you think it's rude and polite. But bear in mind that if we're looking here, say, like I do a lot, sometimes looking at the floor, we are still paying attention to you, you know. Some of us may stim a little bit as we do this, however, and many people find that bloody annoying, but that's just us. Okay, some children with AS, however, learns best with visual aids, such as picture schedules, other maybe verbal instruction or hand signs, especially to reinforce certain messages, as wait your turn or speak quiet, slowly or quietly. So yeah, that's an important one. Okay, this is also important. It may take longer for a person with AS to respond to you, to questions or requests. Give them time, however, to think and digest what you asked of them. So that they can actually put their best foot forward and actually put that thought somewhere in forward action and actually will be able to respond to you at a later date. You know, don't assume that we will answer straight away, because some of us ASBs don't like being pushed for questions or just, you know, being the decision maker there and then. Some of us don't like to answer with a yes or a no. However, some of us may be able to express ourselves in a different way, you know. But as I said, every one of us with AS is different. Okay, last but not least to inform you is basically one of the biggest challenges for people or young children with AS is making friends. I'll admit that I have to this day been struggling with this, but hopefully maybe one day some people will understand me. I don't find one or two students who can be their buddies will help, as well helping other children understand the challenges that as people with Asperger's face is difficult. You know, sometimes some of us will read the cues, social cues wrong, or just the actual body language wrong from people that's giving off, sort of thing. But with these ones, again, time, patience, understanding, support and help for people with AS of making and keeping friends. Pretty much that ends my strategies of hopefully helping people with AS, you know, be it like in the social environment, in a classroom, or just anywhere that relies on, basically, on the, you know, social environment, social interaction, be it in a party, be it whatever, because, you know, we all are different and we should be able to accept each other's differences, pretty much. So, thanks for watching, guys. Give me a thumbs up for your support and like on my channel. My contact details will be below. As always, just remember to, you know, treat others with respect. And also, hopefully, and all further ado, do feel free to private message me on my ASB Answers or on my Facebook channel there too if you need someone to talk to. So thanks for watching. Have a great day and I'll see you all soon.